Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the new James Proctor Crux that came out. I see that these are going to come out in not only the Nebula Aura plastic, but also just the normal Aura, which since they're made by MVP is the same as MVP's Neutron. But this is an interesting looking disc. It's a stable mid-range. Straight stable is my guess because it kind of looks like they took a Pathfinder and added a bead. I didn't really know what kind of buy-in or say a company like Thoughtspace, who is leasing molds from MVP, would have, but it does basically look like the same disc plus a bead. And I thought it would look a little closer to some of these other discs that I have, so we'll see what it flies like. I have the new Fission Pyro, which is a straighter pyro. I don't anticipate the Crux being super overstable. I think the numbers are something like 5502. I'll put the right ones here on the screen, but we all know flight numbers vary run to run, disc to disc, and sometimes person to person, depending on how much spin or speed you throw with. We have the MD4 from Discmania, the Rise from Birdie Disc Golf Supply, and the Inca from Infinite. The Pyro definitely looks most different. This area is just so wide on the Pyro. I don't know why they do that, but a lot of people love it. The MD4 from Discmania, I thought would look the most similar, but it's a little flatter, a little blunter, and looks a little deeper and more aggressive. And that honestly is very similar to this Rise, which is just slightly shallower. And so these two might be pretty comparable. The Inca, I believe, is a rock-based disc since it's made from Innova. It's a little bit blunter and very big diameter. This, the nice thing about it looking like a Pathfinder with a bead, is it feels relatively small diameter. So I have to warm up, which means we'll throw some standstills and then some harder shots, get an idea how this flies at shorter distances, because I don't bag anything like this. The closest thing for me in my bag is this Finish Line Sector, which is just my straight mid, 5501-ish, and the MD5, or Ultra, which is more 5304, 5303. So we'll throw these Cruxes and see how they fly, and then we're gonna play 9 holes here at Clark Centennial Park, and try to shoot a good round and see who this disc might be for. Not super far. Got that one a little flatter. The Inca I think is gonna be the straightest out of all of them. And the Pyro or the MD4 the most overstable. I do also have the Pathfinder though, and this should be straighter than all of those. Just less fade. And lastly, this last Crux. It's kind of beefy. Huh, might be most similar to the MD4s. So definitely a bit interesting, but these were the most overstable out of all these, except I took the MD5 because I didn't know where it would fit for my bag, but it's closer to the MD4 and the Rise than it is to the MD5, if that makes sense. So if this is 5402, I would say this might be like 53.503. Or maybe 5403, but that's where it comes in so much to the plastic, because Nebula Aura sometimes is a more overstable plastic. Like these Pathfinders start out a little more overstable. Oh, this is ethereal. I can't even get it all straight. That being said, more overstable than I expected. I really thought it'd be close to this MD4, if not a little more understable. But I mean, the Pathfinder and the Crux really are complements to one another more than they are just like preference. It's more overstable than most backhand mids that I would throw, unless I need a crazy flex line. So probably better down at elevation, but so I'm excited to play 9 holes with these and really figure them out and see how they forehand as well. It's definitely the smallest diameter, like the smallest feeling out of all these, which makes me a big fan of it. It just might be a little more overstable than something I'd like to throw in this category, but I don't bag anything in it, so we'll see. All right. Is this in the 370? What position is this one in? I have no idea how far it is. It looks like 370-ish. They're both 177s, dang. Can't even cheat on the weight. Oh, it's so stable. Wow. All right, better shot. Wow. All right, hey guys. I don't really play out here, and I think there's some longer holes, and if that's telling you anything, I need to really focus on committing to my anhyzers. I thought I threw those both pretty well, but this is kind of a beast of a disc. Don't really think it's a, hey, let's pan this guy to flat at the basket. Maybe I should have tried some massive hyzer, but I'm not trying to lose a disc today in the water. More overstable than I gave it credit for. I really thought it was gonna be like that's a little bit of a step up, but it's a lot more overstable than a Pathfinder. Both of them are kind of hanging out right at pin high, just not the right direction. Nope. But we'll take a par. I'm interested to see how these forehand, and I think we'll get the chance on this hole because I think smaller diameter feeling discs sometimes forehand better. But also these are not like small diameter mid-range, it's just smaller than all the other ones that I showed today. It's bigger than like your typical 4-speed or a zone or a drop, something like that. Takes well to my baby hands. It's crazy how fast some of the leaves already fell off these trees. Feels like it happened in like a week. I guess I'm not up here very much, but that's how it feels down closer to me. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, 370 is what they were calling that one. This one they're calling 323. So definitely mid-range backhand. We'll try mid-range backhand and forehand. See how that fares. All right, gotta put some ante on it even through this gap. Uh-oh, way low. Ante though. That's my miss.
That feels good.
Yeah, it's like a Pathfinder with a bead kind of, I think. Oh, I should have just done that. Wow, that's actually really nice.
Such a good line.
Yeah, I didn't think it would forehand well, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Shout out Luke. Ran all the way over here. Trying not to hold up the guys that I was playing through on hole 1, but shanked that first one into the ground. I'm setting up my basement to do some form work. We're gonna have some snow days this off season, which I'm pumped about. Meaning, if it's too snowy outside to go and film, we're gonna do some form videos in the off season in my basement. And a lot of that's gonna work on shoulder positioning when I'm throwing. Because if I'm throwing Anheuser's, I'm pushing them into the ground like I did here. Surprisingly, I got a better look than I thought. I thought I was gonna be like 100 short. I'm only like 80. Oh my, what? I just threw that like I threw the other putt. I guess I just laid up the first 2 holes. Just slightly uphill here. And this flew past the basket in the air and is 20 long. So I'm not typically obviously known for my forehand, but the speed and like the glide of this, while still having that torque resistance that it wobbled a bit on my hand, I'm really impressed with how it flew on that. Is this one 500 feet? It looks like it's 448 down there. Gotta put Anheuser on it, dude. Yikes. All right, one more try. Come on. There we go. Wow. That one's kind of down there. This has been one of the most surprising mid-ranges to me in a long time. It seems very reliable and consistent at a like stability that's it's like an MD4.5 if you're using that. I'm sure you guys can think of other discs that fly like that, but I haven't really thrown many of them. So it's kind of a new category for me. Let me know other comps in the comments and what your favorites might be. That one's just edge of circle. This one's not too far back. See if we can James Proctor this putt in there. Let's go, baby. All I thought about in that putt there, I watch him, I watch AB, I watch a lot of people do it, is getting onto their, like the ball of their foot as they finish. It helps get a little more height. And it worked. I should practice that more, I think. I don't think I'm touching like 390 with these guys, especially into a headwind, so I'm glad the hole was shorter than I anticipated. The other positions typically back there, another 50 feet. 1 down through 3, and a lot of learning to be done with this disc. I tend to have a better time learning understable stuff than overstable stuff because of the way that my shoulder tilt is in my form. I'm more typically a hyzer player, which is something I'm hoping to weed out over the course of the off season during some snow days with you guys. And just my practice in general. It means where I feel like I can control my hyzers in like within a 5 to 10 degree window. My anhyzers maybe within like a 15 to 25 degree window, which less than ideal for reviewing overstable discs. Definitely a bit nervous about this hole. It's 297, so great distance for this guy. This looks like 370 feet to me, so I got some weird eyes on myself right now. OBs, they say, are like on or over water on the sidewalk, so it plays as a river, and then fences. So we got a little left to right here, so I think we're gonna try to honestly throw it around the pole and either skip off of the sidewalk or like the grass and hopefully not land on the sidewalk and give ourselves a look, because the creek is 25 feet to the left of the basket, and I'm not trying to lose one of these beauties today. Honestly, they look sick. This stamp, the little pandas, I love the panda stamps. I don't exactly know why Proctor's a panda, but I like it. Miss it. Oh, wow. Well, I'm on the path. Probably gonna take a bogey here and get ourselves back to even. Honestly, a little disrespectful too that I hit the pole and bounced back 10 feet. What's up with that? Get there. Oh, great layup again. Pretty unlucky bogey there. But hey, I deserved it. I'm gonna be honest, I can't quite tell if I really like this disc or I don't. There's something about my little brain that loves something new and a new challenge and figuring something new out. And I think this disc has a lot of like phenomenal characteristics and in general is a good disc. I really stand by the mantra that basically every disc that comes out is a good disc. And when I say that basically in the realm of like major companies that have been around a while because they have quality control, they have a brand reputation to uphold. It can be a little different with smaller companies that are coming out, but most discs that come out are good. It just depends on if it's good for you. And I really have enjoyed figuring this out, but I don't know if it has a place for me in my game just because of the flight characteristics that it has. Oh, that's what I was worried about. Okay, that's what I was worried about in the first one. Just a little bit of wobble, unnecessarily. Okay. Interesting. So I think that shows me that when I try to get on a little anhyzer, it tends to be a little wobbly. And I treated this like I would throw like an MD5 or a stable zone. And it's more straight stable. For instance, like I would never on a backhand expect to throw my Roman at that angle and have it fight back to the basket like I did. I would with like a scepter and overstable 9-speed. And I need to think about this on my forehand as kind of my Roman of a forehand at a mid-range distance. The distance was great, even with the wobble. And luckily, since I didn't land on the path this time, I will have a putt at it. But on my forehand, especially with it not being dead flat, it's not going to be that super beef chop over mid-range. It's gonna be more like slight flex, like I showed there, and then I just didn't replicate it. Nice. What's this guy looking like? Looks like 309. Dude, this layout is all jacked up on you. I think this actually might be a great line to just kind of flex it down this side and let it get back to flat and even a little stable. I think that's kind of what this disc would be closest made for. What? What? I'm very confused. I thought that was perfect. The only thing I can think is hitting the pole did a number on that guy. What the heck? Yeah, that was kind of confusing. Wow, what in the world? The only thing I can think of is we're in a tailwind, but I would think that would make it more stable. But maybe I got the nose really down. I thought I threw that exactly how I wanted to finally like park one or get one inside the circle. What is going on with this disc right now? I think I probably threw it like down this path OB. Did I go into this neighborhood? Yeah. What in the world? Okay then. Another bogey, I guess. What? See if that was just a really weird reaction or what, because that acted like a straight mid. Like still stable straight mid, but not as beefy as I thought this was. Par 4, thank goodness. 515. This is par 3 on here, but it's definitely not. Way down there to the right. We'll throw the purple one first. And we're gonna try to throw like a flexing anhyzer. Okay. That's my undercommitment disc, and this one just got weird on me, but that still should be a birdie look, luckily, if I can just forehand around that other side. What happened here? Dude, I broke the disc. That is not flying how it flew when I started this video. That's odd to me. That's like really the first time that that's happened to me filming. Those do not fly the same right now. I didn't throw those too dissimilarly. I really hope I'm just super inconsistent right now, because that is so weird. I've never had that happen where I broke a disc by hitting something. This one also now feels, they felt the same before, but this one now feels flatter than this one. This one feels like domier, so it almost seems like that hit just dropped the dome on this guy. Try to throw a smooth forehand out there. Oh, just short it, why don't you? Into the tree. This is surprising to me. This really, I'll see if you guys can see it. But the dome on the pink one seems like it dropped a little bit. It's very, very hard to tell. That being said, we have 302 feet here to this basket. I think we're gonna try the forehands. Just try to be smooth with them. Dude. Okay, that one's parked, so that's still a good forehand. Yeah, throw it in the circle, man. Last hole, last chance. This has just been a player 2 video. I can cut all the first shots and we'll still get a good review of, we'll get a better review of the Crux, honestly. Last hole to figure out if I really broke this thing or if I'm just going insane. Based off of those couple shots there, I'm gonna almost blame it on me. And maybe rethrow a couple holes. 285, so it could be a decent test. Kind of this right side, kind of at that tree, and if I get around the tree, great. If I hit the tree, hopefully it doesn't do the same thing that I think the pole did to the peach guy. Nice. Oh, I might have skipped out of the circle. I might be 0 for 9 on inside the circle in this video. We'll try to throw the same shot here. So that's definitely mellower. Not a significant amount, but it definitely got mellower throughout this round. Like the fade dropped. So it's not as drastic as I think I called it earlier. So that's a little surprising, but overall, even if this has been one of the worst rounds you've ever seen on my channel, and I apologize for that. What am I, over par right now? Jeez. A solid disc, just not one that will make my rotation. I would have to revisit it once I go down to sea level more, because I can absolutely see it being something that I throw down there. It's not my favorite for elevation right now. Nice, dude. This is just a player 2 video. Snag your Crux from Infinite if you want to snag one. I can't leave you like this though, so I'm gonna play 3 more holes so you can see the flights. And if there is any difference, you guys can tell. I'm gonna stop talking. Hopefully you enjoy the outro of the video. You guys are the best. Please subscribe. Okay, I think I just threw it a little too nose down. It did change the feel, and it is a slightly mellower fade, but overall, pretty much the same disc. Beaten faster than I expected, because it did change from the start to after I hit that pole. It just wasn't as crazy as I was kind of making it out to be. I'm probably gonna slice this in and then show you some other Crux shots, because this course was supposed to be perfect for a fairway driver, and it ended up everything being in a significantly shorter position than you just said. So I'm reviewing the nuance, which is gonna be a fun, awesome review. But this would have been a much better course for the Crux. So we're gonna splice some Crux shots and show you how it flies, because although this one is a little mellower than the purple, throwing this disc now, it'd be a disc I'd probably pull out for 275 to 330. Not a lot of the shots that I was trying to throw it on earlier, so. So yeah, here's a couple more Crux shots for you to enjoy if you'd like. Okay, I gotta feel that. I'm dropping the shoulder. Oh, baby. Little Crux redemption off this right side. What is that tree? Little Cruxy poo, CTP. Thanks for watching. You're the best.